Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well, having a great day or a great night. And let's jump into the charts. Sorry, guys. I'm sleeping only a few hours these days. So let's start with name. Here's the thing that you guys need in mind. We are going to jump in closer and closer and closer, like imagine we are in a laboratory and we are researching something. Okay, so using the microscope. So we have a big bull right here, but the bull is not ready yet. Okay, but remember, let me do this in another way. So 1 and 1, 2 and 2, right? So we still need at least another 3, which the standard is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it doesn't mean we will always have a 5. Sometimes it breaks around the 4. Okay, but that's the third leg. Again, 0, 1, that's 1 and 1. 2 and 3, that's 2 and 2. And 4 and 5, that's 3 and 3. Okay, first thing to have in mind here. Now let's jump closer. Okay, so we won't be able to see on the 3 days and on the daily. So just a second. So what we are going to do right here. So yeah. Still, so we have a double scenario that is still inside. So what does it mean? It means we have the macro one. So this is the macro one, right? Now, the next one is the ascending triangle, which is another 1 and 1, 2 and 2, and again, let's keep going. This can be mind-blowing for some of you. What did we have? 1 and 1, 2 and 2. So it's a three. We have 3 bullish patterns. 2 are inside. 1 is the macro, the trend, and yeah. So now, if we flip the thing, if we do the contrary of what we done right now, what we are going to find? So imagine the inverted correlation, or we can even say a life correlation. Okay, so for example, from 0 to 60, then from 60 to 0. Okay, so in technical terms, so let's take a different approach here. If we start from here, this guy, the outcome of this structure right here, it is going to trigger what? Is going to trigger the next one, right? So 1 and 1, 2 and 2, and then we are going to have nest. So we don't know how the next one will play out. It is true that it can happen something like this, and then we go again. So this guy right here the ascending triangle, it is going to fully develop the next stage, which is the greater one, which is this one right here. And then this one right here, it is going to craft the macro one for high tree. And then we are going to have somewhat a clear picture, or a better picture, right? But if you guys remember what we've been talking about, so just a second here. Oh, and this, by the way, it's not only for name, okay? So XRP, it's almost in the same scenario, almost. If you look at XRP, we have this very same kind of behavior. And this is probably going to be 240 for XRP. Okay, so can you guys see here? Spring 2022. This can be the path for XRP as well. So we go for 240, and down, Bori, bam, and then boom. So that's one of the reasons why I said that we are probably going to have three different kinds of bull run. Okay, so for example, a Bitcoin, shitcoins, and then older projects. So XRP is old project. Also NAND is old project as well. And looking at them, it makes sense, right? So again, sorry folks. Well, this thing's looking great so far. And I truly believe we are not going to have any news here and anything different. And yeah. About our expectations. As you guys remember, I shared the same analysis on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So, oh, and by the way, before moving ahead, there's still some people who keep struggling on the Elliott Waves setup. Okay, even after months, many months. So one of the reasons it is this. So for example, I explained basic rules to set the setup in the video. So I am speaking, explaining the very basics, the standard, okay? But then people are making mistakes because they didn't listen carefully to the standards that I talked about, okay? So for example, okay, right here. It was a chart like this. And then something like this. Analogy in this way, it's wrong. And why it's wrong? Because it's not fully developed. So we can have a full setup, crystal clear setup here, if it is a much bigger pattern. So if you keep trying to go down and down and down for 2 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 50 minutes, and trying to play the setup, you're doing it wrong. Okay, so go back to the video, listen carefully, take notes, read and read here and here again, because if you keep making the same mistakes, but you can't see the mistakes, it's because you still haven't understood the idea about the proper way to set the line. So it is not just placing the lines. It is not about this. You have to check patterns. You have to check the size from one move to the other. There's a lot of criteria. Okay, so forget the charts. Stop trying. Okay, so for example, If you don't know how to drive, you didn't have the class, but if you keep trying over and over and over, you are going to crash multiple cars before you learn. But when you go to learn properly, you are not going to crash any car. Okay? So the learning process can only happen in one way. Okay? Go, check the fundamentals, check the standards, take note, write everything, think about it, then start to practicing one at a time. Okay, if you try to minigun everything, shooting all over, it is going to be a mess and you are not going to learn. Okay, I could record a new video, but if people haven't understood the previous one, another one it is not going to help, because the fundamentals, there is only one way to make it. Okay, so XRP. So do you guys remember NAE? That scenario that we talked about? Two and 40. 1 and 1. Bull. 2 and 2. This is a bull so far. It is a bull here. But the question is, that's 2 and 40, and this is it? Because we are going to have 1 and 1, 2 and 2, and a 3 and 3. And then we have what? We have the spring right here. So we go down, and bang, something like this. Or maybe if they are right about May, maybe June, who knows? Okay, so it is impossible to me. It is impossible. It is not fair. I can do it to call moon from here. Okay, I can't. But it is possible. Yes, it is possible if we are going to have a settlement soon. Otherwise, not yet. So, and it is going to be tough. I mean, won't be easy. And one of the reasons is if we are going down after 2 and 40, we will have to close a few long positions. If we close those longs based on the 2 and 40 and maybe a later outcome from the trial, then we can maybe lose profits. So this is not going to be easy, okay? For the last positions placed. A thing that we can do maybe, well, the best thing right now is to wait. It is going to be the best approach, okay? So there is the probably sometimes the better thing to do is to do nothing. So something that I want to show you here is this. Okay, right here. Do we have a big bull? Yes, we did. We have. Just like we had here. 1 and 1, 2 and 2, and a non-clear 3 and 3. But we was around 55, then we jumped in on the last train right here, around the 55. But then it come back again. So you guys see what is the issue? So, but again, facts. That's a macro bull. That's another macro bull. I do this in a gross way just for you guys to have an idea. So another thing very important here is this. If you are using the risk management 2.0, you have more room to make mistakes, also to make more profits. For example, if you have a single long and you don't take profits and the thing goes back against you, that's it. You can do nothing. But if you splitted your position, let's say into 3 positions, well, you can take profits on 2 and ride the other one. You know, kind of a safe haven, you know, and that's the best. So the first risk management is a standard. Okay, it's the basis. But the risk management too, it's kind of the honey spot because it gives us more room to think about, to take action or to not take action, whatever. Okay, so all those things should be taken in consideration before pushing the button. So this is very important, folks, because some people will first push the button and then think about what they're going to do, how they're going to do, and this is wrong. Okay, so back to XRP. The question here is, actually we have a question and a problem to figure out. A strong lower high, as we know, could be at 240. For that scenario, for a later settlement on the trial, leading to the spring. But when we look at patterns outcome, so for example here, let's do this in a gross way. So, patterns outcome, we could expect from here. So we have 2 scenarios that are possible. 240 fall back to the settlement, or we are going to have a settlement in the next few days. I'm not going to say it is unlikely because I don't know, and I don't want to speculate the speculation. Okay, so looking at the chart alone and what this pattern could give us, well, this pattern could give us something close to $8. So for example, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it is fantastic because all those noobs and the TA claptraps, the way they are talking about $5, it's insane. So many broken fundamentals, things that are not even valid, but then they will say, oh, we were right. We were spot on. Yes. So this way, they will think that all those broken fundamentals are actually working. When by a matter of fact, we know it is not even valid. And a lot of people following those guys will end up in a big trap. Just a second, folks. So, a thing that you guys probably already noted is that pros, they are not looking to nail tops and bottoms. So, for example, we have targets, yes. So there is expectation, yes. But we don't keep trying to call, oh, this is going to be the top, and then we are going into a multi-bear season for years, and yeah, and then Bitcoin to 6,000 and XRP to 20 cents. That's stupidity. And so we're talking about this and etc. But so for example, if this behavior here on XRP is true, if we are correct about this, Uh, then we are talking about the early stages of a bull run. I mean, the continuation of a bull run. So this is a bullish trend. And what blows my mind is how they can expect something like this. 5, 7, and then a multi-year bear. It's beyond stupidity. But so, I will wait patiently. And again, I'm not looking to nail tops, especially after the very beginning of bull breaks. Okay. So another thing that we have to take a look, it's Ethereum and Bitcoin, because we are also looking at time. We're talking about late December probability. What? Where is my chart? Oh boy, hold on, folks. I will have to find it out. Oh, right here. It's in the developing room. So, let's go. Just a second. Where to begin here? So not too long ago, we talked about a possible 10,000 for Ethereum, which I really believe it's possible. Why? So one of the reasons, so we have a possible time frame of late December, before the winter pivot, the Yule festival, which can be around the 16, 17. That's where the smart money leaves the market and leave people fighting on top of the ashes. So we still have quite something close to 56 days, if I'm not wrong. 56, 57. So what we are going to do here or try to achieve, it's speculation, yes, but we have technical basis, right? So for example, again, looking at possible targets, even in a gross way, there is no problem. Even sometimes this tool is close to accurate, so we can trust, at least for the sake of this example, just for a quick reference, okay? So we understood that it is possible to see 10,000. And as we can see right here, using this tool, can you guys see what is above the border? It's beyond 10,946. If this is true, if this happens, this will be a trigger for later bullish continuation. And it is very, very likely to have something like this, okay? So now what we have to figure out is this. We have time, 60 days, let's say 60 days. 60 days, we have a possible target for 10,000. What we know is that it is not going to happen in a single move. So we have 3 facts, okay, or real probabilities. So again, the first one, a possible target with a possible trigger. We have time, the time frame, and now the other point, which is it is not going to happen like this. as we know by a matter of fact. So what I am thinking about, so this is based on the Battle of Midway. Also, there is Elliott involved, Fibonacci, of course. So when I mix all those things and all the previous baggage that we have, the experience, I think, and we will know soon if I am right or not, that this can happen in 2 steps. Okay, so we go up, we ascend, and we go up. And then we fall back a little bit. And this can be the midway before 10,000. So for example, right here, people like, you guys know the glasses guy and his followers will say, oh yes, this is it, and that's over. Why? Because this 6765 is the 75,025 for Bitcoin. Can you guys see? And this 10, 9, 4, and 6 is the 125,000, if I'm not wrong, for Bitcoin. So we develop it again. And then, boom, just before the Christmas. Would it make sense? Would make perfect sense. What also we would end up with? Kind of a breach on a rising structure after possible grinding behavior. And another thing, this we know by a matter of fact that all the golden spots, each single one, they hold a lot of value and activity. This is a perpetual fact, and this will never change. So, about this behavior here on the midway, we can cross, then rest, and then there will be a new markup for high activity or high volume. Then we go up for the next one, and this can be signs of, this is it. Okay, that's enough for now. It's a crazy run so far. Ethereum left the bottom at $80 if I'm not wrong. That's an insane move, and we know nothing goes up forever. And by the way, the move Ethereum made, it's mind blowing. Take a look at this, folks. Right? And then we have the targets gang calling for what? Oh, we are going down for a multi-year bear, Now imagine a multi-year bear, how it would be. Actually, the whole concept of the idea, it's insane. Okay, in order to have a multi-year bear, what must happen? A whole breach. So for example, something like this. Losers rally, then kaput. This would be a bear break or a bearish trend for Ethereum and crypto. But it is going to happen like this? No, sir. No, it is not going to happen like this. In my humble opinion, not at least for now. Also, if we take another look here, if, okay, big if, because I'm not sure. If this, so for example, 0, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 at 10,000, and then let's say 0, A, NB or something like this. So this, even if this is true, even if this is correct, this is not going to be a multi-year bear, or there won't be any bear here, because take a look at this, folks. Let's look into technical evidence. This is the previous low. There's a valid pivot right here. To have a bear, we need at least a flat floor. To talk about a bear, below Hull Bridge, that's a bear. But it's still a bullish trend. So there is no way. And Ethereum is not going down, let's say, to $100 or $80 from $10,000. This is not going to happen. Okay. So if let's take a look here, 10,000. Ho, 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 ho. So this is a 96. So let's start from the 90. $1,000, 94, 616, 96, 383. So even if we face wild moves like this, it's still higher low. This is the problem when the people who doesn't understand the technical analysis and price behavior try to call things. They are going to fail miserably, and nobody will understand anything. Yeah, so just a second. There is something here that we also have to take a look, because we can forget what? The log curve. Let me see if I can do this properly. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I come to talk with you again. $10,000 mark. Where are you? Right here, sir. I need a 2025 right here. 74,000. Okay, fair enough. Oh, this is perfect. Or close to. Let me see. $10,000 right here. Yeah. Yes. So it doesn't have to be 100% accurate. That's not what we're looking for here. And yeah, so what about this? If we are right about 10,000, even can be a little above for a strong trigger. Okay, just for the sake of this example. Then we can go down. Bang. And people, oh, this is it. The crypto market's dead. Ethereum is dying. It's over. Oh, the glasses guy was right. Is the doomsday multiple year bear? No. Heck it. Then we go up again. But a thing that we have to notice here is that if you guys remember, Aldebaran and Orion. So this is from below 1. So 0, 1. And this is above 1. So there is a strong impulse for the early houses. For example, the micro cent, the cent, then 1, 1 to 10, 10 to 100, 100 to 1000, 1000 to 10,000, and every single step up, again, 1 to 10, 10 to 100, 100 to 1000, 1000 to 10,000, 10,000, 100,000, we start to lose steam. It is kind of a natural process for, let's say, let me see if I can make a better example. Imagine a flower, okay? So it starts to grow and grow and grow. Then the flowers itself will start to grow and form the it's not the flower, the leaves are kind of leaves. Till there is no more room to keep developing, and that's it. Then what is the next step? From 100 or from 60 or from 50 back down to 0. So the cycle of life, it's born and it dies. 0 to 100, 100 to 0. Okay? That's why we can see such a things when we use the log curve. The log curve gives us a much better idea. So why it is fair to use straight lines in small time frames? Because we are not going to hurt the trend, the long scale. But if we try to draw straight lines here, like kiddos are always doing, it will never match. Okay, so yeah, back to 4. It's a bull break already? No, it is not. It's contained. Yes, yes. I mean, it is a bull break already, but it is not new highs. So let's wait patiently. Ethereum will be following Bitcoin and all this drama. And yeah, just a second, folks. So back to the to this chart right here. So I believe that's how this is going to unfold. And then kaput. We don't know how. So speculating here, of course, multiple scenarios, but we have technical evidence to do so. And so I don't want to say we go exactly down after 10,000 because we can end up on the same trap those folks are putting in themselves, which could be something like this before going down. Right? So, but it is better to have something than nothing, right? So, for example, after its structure, so for example, after we leave this one for good, then I will start to move up my stop again, but based on this macro guy right here. Okay, so for example, after the bull break, I move here when we are around this range. After the bull break here, I move up again, and so on, so on. And if we go all this far, or to 12,000, 11,000, doesn't matter, I will raise above, and so on and on and on. Now let's take a look on Bitcoin. Please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Tony vai say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novograd say we have bought. So enough of music, please, sir. This one is this one. I'm missing something here. 196, 418. Unlikely, but some knowledge. Right. Because this range it is what, sir? Please tell us. Oh, perfect. Oh, straight lines. I love it. So this is it's the idea of this tool. It is going to, so the final product is going to be something like this. But it's not ready, it's not over yet. I mean, not finished. How is then code here? Just a second, folks. Yeah. And so, just like the traffic light, look, something is wrong, sir. It looks like a bread. So, this was the bull break on Bitcoin back on the day, which, by the way, I was wrong. It took me some time to believe. If I'm not wrong, I jumping in right here. But so, imagine this is we are parked. We are waiting for the green. Then we have the green, early stages. Then we have what? We have the yellow stage. And then what do we have? The red stage. And also, and this analogy, it's also interesting because we are always looking into patterns of tree. Always, everywhere in nature. For example, it is not only about the tree only, because 12, it's an extension and it belongs into the tree. So for example, 1 plus 2 in numerology, okay, the decimal houses, that's a tree. 21, that's a tree, because 2 plus 1, we reduce one house, that's a tree. And we can go on and on and on. So maybe some of you folks are looking at this way. It is not this, okay? So of course this is a tree. But when we are talking about 21, so that's a double house. In numerology, in vortex math, we have to reduce to one house. That's a tree. So let me give you another example. If we have 8, 2, and 4, this number must be reduced to a single number. So that's 8 plus 2, that's 10, plus 4, that's 14. 1 plus 4 from the 14 give us a 5. Okay, so this is also one of the rules to play on the magical box, but that's a different stuff. And yeah, so yeah, so we the target gang is call it out, and the number itself is interesting because the glasses guy is talking about 75, and we know we are the only ones out there in public that have this too. And so they saw the numbers before all my previous analysis, or even also using this tool. It's interesting, but I'm not going to say there is a copycat there. So 75, it's close. Let's jump into the 3 days here. So maybe we can have a better idea about development. December 21, right here. So 75, it's very close. And we have 60 days. Actually, 56 right? So based on this, let's jump into the daily, right? Just like we did it with Ethereum. So right here. We know when Bitcoin starts to move, Bitcoin goes into an insane parabolic, especially before crashing. We saw this back in 14, if I'm not wrong, 17 again. And yeah, so let's look for to try to have a better idea here about Bitcoin development till late year, late December. Again, 75 is too close for a marginal high. Only this? Really? A new high for only this with a new ETF? I don't think so. And also, we look at time. 75 from where we are. So, I really need a new tool to talk about this. So previous high, the next key level 75, and the time frame. So this is the time frame that I'm missing a axis here. It has to be something like this to evaluate the thing. But how I can do this? I don't know. I have to figure out something. But so the point is, previous high, and we are very, very close to 75 and 57 days far away from December, which is where things start to go crazy and not to slow down. So price action it's always accelerating till December and not slowing down. So we are close to 75 right here. And 56, 57 days from December. So we have enough room to go past 75 and fall back a little bit, just like the other example. And then the folks will say, whoa, the claptrap gang nailed the 75. Yes, now we are going to a multi-bear for multiple years. And yeah, we nailed, we are the big stuff, you know. Yeah, the sunglasses prediction and all this garbage. But we will still be far away, a bit far away from December. And which this scenario seems plausible to me. One of the reasons it's because of the distance. And folks, remember, so this is something new, of course. So I'm not trying to say this is a, oh yes, this is the big deal. Oh, ho, ho, ho. No. It is under test, okay, development. But a traffic light, it works or it doesn't work. If it works, we have all the three colors, right? Green, yellow, and the red. So in my humble approach here, because I know very little about this, I'm learning, okay? I am learning new things about this. But so far, it looks great, so far. So I strongly believe that there is room for such development and behavior. And if you guys remember, a lot of people, the greedy people before Christmas, we want to make a free and easy money before Christmas, which means they are probably going to buy right here. They will imagine, oh, Bitcoin, what? I showed about 1 week ago. Look at this. I need some extra cash to buy gifts and to make the party, you know, whatever. And then the greed will trigger people into the hacked land or the hacked trip. And so all the whales who've been playing, we will start to unload everything right here. Not to mention all the coins that they have been buying all this time. So they are going to jump to unload into the average Joe by a matter of fact. The idea is to always hurt. So that there is a old saying that say this: take Joe money right. Or in other words, when you're going to take the Joe money, do it in the right way. Okay, so you don't want only a few people involved. You want almost all the average Joes out there involved to take their money. And that's how they do. Because a crash from here, or just a slight or a flash crash, we are not talking about bears. It is not going to hurt the market makers and the hedge funds guys and the smart money folks. It is not going to. It will only hurt the average Joe. Okay, so and again, for this method, this is going to be an incredible period of time to learn new things. Okay, doesn't matter if you are new into this, if you are old, we are going to learn amazing things, and this is fantastic. Okay, and another thing that is very, very interesting. Just a second, please. So, talking about the Champions Club, okay, but the reality is the same out there for people at the top. We are in the 80% group of people that are profitable in the markets. Okay, so this is a fact. Sometimes we have a better performance, other times we have a worse performance, but we are profitable, right? And a very interesting thing here is day after day, we are learning something new, working into something new, or developing a new thing. We are learning day after day. And what this proves and shows to us that day after day, we come to realize that we know less than we knew one day before. And when we look at these guys out there, those guys with broken fundamentals, they don't have anything to learn according to the way they speak, the way they make their analysis or their videos and etc. So for example, back in the day, believe it or not, I tried to help Becker. I tried to. I said, yo, you are doing this in a wrong way. It works like this. And then he blocked me. So he doesn't have anything to learn. Or actually not only about him. So those folks, they don't have anything to learn. And this is their biggest mistake. For example, last night, I was taking a look on the 1 year ago trades. And when I look at the charts, I think, well, where I am today and where I was 1 year ago, it's a mind-blowing evolution, if I can say. It's improvement. Yeah, so my analysis and my trade improved in such a way that it's like something totally different. And I also came to remember all the struggle with Fibonacci, trying to understand, have a better understanding about the golden ranges, and I almost gave up. I almost gave up. And the reason, it's not because I wanted to give up. It's because a lot of people were relying on me for new trades for them to make money. So we had a kind of a spoon feed period of time in the Champions Club, and this was very very bad. I was becoming sick and frustrated, feeling anxiety. I was trying to spoon feed people and trying to protect people, and this was consuming my health, and I was starting to become very very sick. But thank God, today we have a totally different mindset and approach. We have only people looking to learn, and yeah, which is the way things should be in the past, right? But so, folks, again, we are going to learn a lot from here, and I really hope Bitcoin reaches this range. It is going to be great for profits. It is going to be great to learn. It is going to be great to improve this tool. And also will be great to see the gang targets racket on their Opium. But so, because they're not trading, right? So doesn't matter. It's not going to change anything for them. Um, yeah. Uh, Let me see if I'm not mistaken, leaving anything behind. Oh, there's another thing. There is always something, right? When it comes down to technical analysis, there will be always something else. It's the weekly or it is the monthly? Let's see. Come on, update. Update. There is no update? Really? Okay. So, because there are so little. What I want you guys to pay attention is from here to here. This range right here. Okay, that's where the focus should be right now. As you guys remember, we talked about this before. And by the way, one of our first longs on Ethereum was exactly right here. If I'm not wrong, this was the second, and we had one right here. Amazing period of time. Okay, so folks, again, as we go up, there is very little, close to none, uh, interest. If I believe this is the word, so we can use the triangle to validate this idea. Just a second. Perhaps this works better on the 3 days. We need this thing closer. Okay, so we have the 10,000 here. Yes, fantastic. So let's say we are heading to 10,000. So here on the volume, okay, so this is volume by range, okay? And as we know, so we're talking about this, the golden spot is the ranges who holds the biggest value or activity or whatever and etc. So if we do this, is it working? Oh, yes. Right here. But we needed, yes. So, folks, as we ascend, there is a lack of activity, interest, and volume, and buyers interested to buy at this range. And why? Because the smart people, the smart money, they don't buy the very tops. That's one of the reasons we start to see a decrease in activity, right? Uh, and also, so for example, right here, there is very little interest, and it starts to become smaller, range after range. Just look at this, decreases, keeps decreasing, and I strongly believe if we are going to 10,000, we are going to have close to almost no volume at all. And that's where the first sign of bearish divergence, which, by the way, I think we already have a big bearish divergence. So let me take a look here. Oh, and here it is. So we are almost at a new high. And here on buyers against sellers, there is no close to new high. Okay, so this is a kind of a what is to come. Let's take a look again on the weekly. Oh, and here it is. Another way to look at this. A lot of activity to $600. Since $600, volume is going down. Also the activity. So it's just the same thing that we saw on the VRPR. And I truly trust this thing. Okay. So let me show you another thing. Do you guys remember the patterns of tree? So we have one here, we have two here, and then we have three here. So if we account this guy, we have one down, up, another down, a little up here. And I strongly believe we are not going to see any strong buyer's volume to make a new high here to the top where it is 6, 7 or 10,000. But what's next? What comes next after the afterlife here? Oops. There is a thing about volume behavior that behaves like a volley, which is something like this. Okay, so we ascend, then we descend before we can ascend again. Don't take my word for it. You guys can check this evidence in many charts out there, many assets, different markets, and you are going to see the same thing. So some people can be overwhelmed with all this information, but the thing here is, so this is how technical analysis works. So we look at something, and this automatically leads to other thing. And then this other thing will give us a clue about the other thing. So that's a step-by-step process. So as you guys remember, not long ago. Oh, right here. This scenario. We knew this was ugly. We had a bearish setup developing, but Bitcoin went up and Ethereum followed. So we had a bearish perspective here and it's changed. So we follow the flow. I had my own struggle with this in the past, which is imagine you are playing poker and you have, let's say, kings or queens, and you know you are somewhat dominated. But after your hand, the kings, you made a triple pair. There's another king on the table. But you know there are odds for a guy to have a full house. You know, that's these things that you can only let go with time, with experience, after losing, after breaking yourself against the wall. And that's kind of a reborn process. Okay. So, but again, it's always great to have a idea and questions than have no idea and no questions, right? Yeah. So we already talked about Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. How XRP is doing? It's doing well. Let's see how XRP will behave. And also, by the way, I will wait a little bit, just a little bit, to see if I can place another long. But it's not going to be a big one. I am more conservative these days. I have a big exposure already, and I'm not a greedy person. Name. Drop it, sir, please. Here's my address. Drop everything, please. Yeah. Okay, Name is doing great. Fantastic, by the way. Oh, and by the way, do you guys remember that the 3 steps example that I shared here? That we have a micro bull, then a big bull, and a bigger bull. I will probably make my spot entries on 3 steps. So there is this one that I made yesterday, if I'm not wrong. Then I will make another one on the next step. And then before the bigger one, I will make another one. The reason why I'm going to do this way, it's because I already have some positions on XDC, Songbird, and yeah, and also the new position on the gold short. So I'm not looking to go wild, different markets, a lot of trades. That's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I needed. So I will manage myself, to make this in a comfortable way without rush. I don't need to hurry things, okay? Folks, just another one. For examples, I shared this example right here on the theta about a bullish continuation in possible scenario, which can be 34 or 55. That's the ranges to work right here. I'm not going to buy or long theta. I don't want to get involved in this one. Again, but oops, hold on, Matt. What are you doing? So for example, that's the thing that I want to show you. Shiba USD. No? What? It's only Shiba? Yes. So here's the thing, folks. I still remember back in 2017, before the big crash of all alts, we saw something like this. So this is basically this. Till the thing die. Okay, this is not bullish. So they are all probably going to die. All these Floki tokens, dog tokens, piggy tokens, bird tokens. It is a big scam. Okay, it is just have a nice, cool approach to get kids involved and just take their money. But the point here is, and we had a bullish development here with a fake out here. Oh, I should pay more attention, but I'm not concerned. So it's going up, probably right here, and then game over. Let's take a closer look. And it is going up already. So as you can see, what do we have? Very interesting thing right here. We have the previous bull, the bull break, which triggers 0. Kind of 1 and 2. 3 and 4. Not a 5. But still, that's interesting. So let's do this again. Let's acknowledge both these guys as 1. 0, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5. Right? So, and now 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3. And now maybe we are going for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is going to be that lower high. A lot of people will be taking profits. So basically the ones who are buying will be relying, will be fighting the ones taking profits. Okay. So while some buy, others will be leaving. And yeah, so the chances for a new high after here are close to 0. Also, if you guys can, take a look on the Dogecoin, the bigger the chart with all data. You guys are going to see the exactly same behavior. Okay. So yeah, so folks, again, 1 run for Bitcoin, 1 run for tokens, ERC20 tokens, and 1 run for shitcoins, pigs, dogs, birds, the 5, food, trash, all those things. Okay. And yeah. So I think this is it for now. Any news, any change, anything, anything unexpected, whatever, I will jump in and take a look at. Okay. So folks, thanks again. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for your support as well. A welcome again to, we have a few new members. And yeah. So if you guys have any questions and charts and ideas, let's use the analysis room and let's leave the Shane room for Shane talk. Okay. Thanks again, folks, and I will see you guys soon. See ya.